Okay, good morning to all students of Summerside Intermediate School, and welcome to your first answer video for the enrichment question. Not a whole lot of people submitted their answers to this one, so I don't know how many actually did it or how many understood how to do it. But it's good learning, right? It seems like it's very complicated because there's 7 numbers that are supposed to be here, but we only know 2 of them, and it says the averages are created from the previous 2. So let's start with these 2. So if I was to add these 2 numbers together and divide by 2 or get the average of them, the average would be 38. Now if I think about that, the formula we would term 1 plus term 2 divided by 2 will be the average. Okay? So if we substitute what we know, well, I know that term 1 is 2 plus term 2, which we don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this as being x, right? We're going to use a variable here. Divided by 2 equals the average, which we know to be 38. Okay? So now what we've really done is we've created this algebraic equation that is solvable, right? It might not be something we normally see, but it's solvable. The first thing we're going to do to solve for x is we're going to multiply both sides by 2. And when you multiply that side by 2, instead of having half of it, you end up with 2 plus x equals 76. And then we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And we're going to x equals 74, which means that the missing number has to be 74, because 2 plus 74 divided by 2 is 38. So look, of the 7 numbers, we now know 1 more of them, okay? And this is good because, which means the missing number is 74, which is great because now, in order for us to get the rest of them, if I wanted to figure out this one right here, I could say the 2 previous numbers divided by 2 would be the average of that missing question mark right there, or 112 divided by 2, which means that missing number right there is 56. Now we're rolling. Now we have 4 of the 7 numbers, and we're just getting started. So now we're going to repeat the process with these 2 equaling the average of those 2 equals the average is equals 74. So x plus 2 divided by 2, or these 2 numbers here added together and divided by 2 should be 74. Right, we're going to multiply both sides by 2 and get x plus 2 equals 148. Sorry for the handwriting, my screen's not that great. Subtract 2 from both sides to isolate, and x will equal 146. So now we know another number, 146. And we'll repeat the process, x, which is right here, 2 previous numbers. So x plus 146 divided by 2 has to equal this number here. So these 2 added together and divided by 2 must equal 2. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. X plus 146 equals 4. I'm going to subtract 146 from both sides. And x must be negative 142. So this number here must be negative 142. Not as hard as you thought it was, is it? And finally, the average of these 2 numbers here must equal 146. So x plus negative 142 divided by 2 must be a positive 146. First step is to get rid of the half of that term by multiplying both by 2. X plus negative 142 equals 292. I think if we multiply that out. I'm going to add 142 to both sides. And finally, x is equal to, I think 434. If I did my adding right, I think it's 434. And that is the quick solution to the numbers that are the first enrichment question of Summerside Intermediate School's Quarantine Edition. Hope you did okay. If you found that not too bad, try this week's question. You have all week, and I will post the video right after this one. And you can try it all week, and next week, next Friday, I will also post the answers.